into the fire, still learning what I've got. No perfect answers, just honest conversation. A question in the dark deserves a consolation. I'm here to help, not fix you, just walk beside. That's why Antonio the Ace answers. Antonio the Ace answers. Where the truth and compassion collide. Where the truth and compassion collide.
Today's question arrives without a name attached, just the weight of what it carries. I'm drowning in depression, and all the self-care advice feels like noise. When you're so low you can barely get out of bed, what do people who've actually been there really do to survive? Not cure it or fix it overnight, just make it through the next hour. I'm past the point where bubble baths and gratitude journals mean anything. What's kept you breathing when hope felt like a language you forgot how to speak? I'm going to tell you the truth. That question isn't looking for wellness theater. It's asking what survival actually looks like when the bottom drops out, when your brain becomes a chatterbox pulling 10 negatives for every positive, when getting vertical feels like summiting Kilimanjaro in your bones. So let's talk about the hour, not the cure, the hour, when I've been deep in bipolar depression, the kind where even light feels accusatory. I've learned that productivity is a joke the universe tells at your expense. So we're not aiming for productivity. We're aiming for micro tasks, actions so small they barely register as effort, but create a tiny ripple you can feel. Can you shift your position in bed, roll to the other side, sit up for 30 seconds, and then lie back down? That counts. That's movement. There's a glass of water by your bed, or there should be. One sip, just one. Hydration is a fundamental need, and meeting it, even minimally, is a quiet rebellion against the weight. Open a curtain, not all the way, just enough to let a sliver of natural light peek in, no demands attached. The world doesn't need you to engage with it fully. It just needs to know you're still here. Research shows that people coping with severe depression often concentrate on small, manageable tasks, going for a walk, baking bread, pottering in the garden. But when those feel impossible, pick one thing in your immediate environment and just notice it. The texture of your blanket, the hum of a distant refrigerator, the smell of your pillow. This is grounding without requiring complex thought, just presence. These aren't achievements in the traditional sense. They're breadcrumbs back to yourself. Depression turns your mind into an echo chamber where every thought ricochets back as proof of your worthlessness. It's not about ignoring that pain. It's about giving your brain something else to briefly latch onto. Because, as one survivor put it, you can't think of two things at once. Hobbies help, but you don't have to do them. Can you listen to music that used to move you? Not to heal, just to fill the air with something other than silence. Can you watch a show you've seen 100 times, something familiar and undemanding that asks nothing of you? Audiobooks, podcasts, ambient sounds of rain or waves, even scrolling through images of landscapes or animals. The goal isn't to solve anything, it's to divert, just slightly, the gravitational pull of that chatterbox. Think of it like this. Your depression wants to narrate the whole story. Distraction is you saying, not right now, give me 10 minutes. Here's the paradox. When you're low, social anxiety and depression team up to scream, isolate, you're a burden, stay hidden. But healing, real, messy healing, occurs better and faster when supported by others, especially when there's empathy from people who've walked through the fire themselves. So we're not talking about hosting a dinner party. We're talking about whispers of connection. If you live with someone, can you just be in the same room? No conversation required. Their presence becomes a quiet anchor. If you have a pet, reach out and stroke them. Their need for you, their unconditional presence, it's a nonverbal reminder that you matter in someone's universe. Or try this, send a text to someone you trust. I'm having a really hard time right now. No need to respond. Just wanted you to know. That's it. Low pressure, one way, and you've let a lifeline extend without the burden of catching it. Even just lurking in an online support group can help. You don't have to post, just read. Let their words remind you that you're not the only one who's forgotten how to speak hope's language. Research confirms it. A loving, caring partner, or even one empathetic friend can help you survive the most horrible periods. You don't have to carry this alone, even when your brain insists you should. Physical activity is a recognized coping mechanism. It offers positive feedback, increased self-worth, and diversion from negative thoughts. But exercise when you're barely breathing? That's absurd, so we scale it down to something almost laughable. Gentle movement. Stretch in bed, wiggle your toes, rotate your ankles, flex your fingers, bring sensation back into your body 1 inch at a time. If you can manage it, walk to the bathroom, to the kitchen, back to bed. That short trip, that's significant. That's your body remembering it can carry you. Stand by a window for 60 seconds. Look outside. You don't have to go out there. Just let your body stand and let your eyes track movement. A bird, a car, a tree swaying. Movement doesn't have to be grand to matter. It just has to happen. Sometimes understanding why you feel this way, even if it doesn't lift the weight, can bring a sliver of self-compassion. Trauma, for instance, profoundly changes how you think about yourself and the world, leading to guilt, shame, anger, and despair. It does this through feelings of helplessness or worthlessness. And here's something I want you to sit with. Depression can actually be your psyche's attempt to protect you from additional harm. It's safeguarding, even if it's maladaptive. Your body and mind are trying to keep you safe, even if the method is flawed. So instead of, why am I like this? Try, this is my body trying to protect me. And then the simplest, most radical thing. It's okay to not be okay. Give yourself permission to feel exactly what you're feeling without judgment. That's not resignation. That's meeting yourself where you are. And that's the beginning of person-centered care. For some of you, faith or a connection to something larger becomes a source of strength in the dark. Personal faith is a recognized coping mechanism, and prayers, whether ancient or invented in the moment, can be a way to express profound distress and seek solace. If you have a spiritual practice, even a short prayer or mantra can help. Something simple, something true to you. And if you don't, reflect on past moments where you survived the unsurvivable, not to pressure yourself, but to quietly acknowledge, I've done hard things before. I might be able to do this one too. None of this is a cure. Let's be clear about that. These are small acts of defiance against the darkness, ways to keep a flicker going when everything else feels extinguished. There's no pressure to do all of them or any of them perfectly. There's no gold star for suffering better. But here's what I know, both from my own experience and from sitting with others in the depths. You being here right now asking this question, that's the evidence. You're still breathing. You're still reaching, even if your hand feels too heavy to lift. And that is the most profound act of survival I know. The hour you're trying to survive, you're already in it. You're already doing it. And tomorrow's hour will come with its own small thread to hold. I'm not going to tell you it gets easier, but I will tell you this. You're not doing it wrong. You're doing it human. And that's enough.